Can we hear me? Let me know if you can hear me, folks. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know. Say hello. Say hello if you're there. Just give it a couple of seconds until somebody says they can hear me, and then we will get going, folks. Hopefully you're having a good afternoon. Hopefully you've had a good morning. Can anybody hear me? Folks, hopefully you're having a good... I think I'm live. Hopefully you can hear me. That it would be good if you could let me know you can hear me. I'm going to keep on going until someone says, I can hear you, Simon. Can you hear me? Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Come on, let me know. Come on, folks. Say you can hear me. I don't want to start until someone says they can hear me. You never know. I think you can hear me. I think you can. There's 6 people, it says, who are watching. So, let me know. Let me know you can hear me. Put a comment. 8 people watching. Put a comment. I assume you'd have put a comment if you couldn't hear me. But, there you go. So I think I'll probably just start. Probably a good idea, eh? I'm hoping you can hear me. Normally, by this point, someone has said, we can hear you. Hello. Nothing yet. Or maybe it's that my comments aren't working in this live chat. I'm just going to quickly check on the old Facebook. I'm going to check if there's any comments, because at the moment, someone's definitely normally commented. So it may be that you're trying to comment, and it just hasn't shown up on the chat box in my... Yeah, it may well not have shown up. So give me 2 seconds and I will just double check. Here we go. Aha! Yes, excellent. My apologies. Sometimes this happens. There's nothing coming up in my actual chat box for this live video. So we will get going, folks. Good that you can hear me. So hello. You've had a few presents already on the page today and on YouTube. I'm just going to go through those, and I'm also going to go through phase 2 of You Will Be Found. A little bit of information about the sheet, a little bit of information about some education sessions coming up, a little bit of information about all sorts of things, folks. So hopefully you're all doing well. And I will start going through this. Try and be as quick as I can, because I'm sure we've got places to be and people to see. So we will start off with the folder where all your stuff is for You Will Be Found. Okay, it's the same link that's at the top of the members page, and it's the same link that you get emailed out to you. I just want to go through. I went through and slightly organised the information and tutorial videos. And there are still things that I'm uploading almost on a daily basis into there. Sorry, I have a bit of a yawn. So, in audio tracks, just so you make sure you listen to the right thing, this is also for some of you who maybe are relatively new. So, in audio tracks, you want to be going into the updated tracks. There is a few tracks that I created. One specifically yesterday is the You Will Be Found low bass panned right. So there are occasions where the basses, some of our basses wanted to drop the octave. We had a chat with the bass section leaders and we decided where that would be appropriate. And I've then done a guide track so you can sing along with that, which is basically the points where you can drop the octave. If in the track it doesn't drop the octave, then you can't drop the octave there, because it's been decided when we went through and listened to the song that it wouldn't sound right to have really low bass at that point. As with everything with a low bass, if you can't hit any of the notes, then don't hit those notes. So then just miss out the notes you can't hit and sing the ones you can, and obviously the octave drop part for the bass, then you can drop the octave. So that's a new guide track there, which was done yesterday night. If I track back slightly into here, there are currently no conductor tracks. That's my job within the next week or so, is to get all the conductor video tracks done so you can start putting together your recordings for the feedback stage of this song. And we'll go through the dates on that in a second. Also, in the score, just last night in the marked up score section, there was an annotated score that's been uploaded for the tenors and basses, based upon some of the things that's happened in their sessions, and also that mentions in words when you can drop the octave. So I'll just show you that. So this has been very nicely prepared with myself and Ilhan and Mike and Simon McGrath. So there's quite a few people who basically, it's lots of information all included in this score. So you will notice that not only has it got my score information, it's got some of the text that we've been talking about. It's talked about the parts for the tenors and bass, but also you'll see in green writing, it tells you when you can sing an octave down. Okay, so it tells you which section octave down, and it also tells you where you're not allowed to sing an octave down. So you've got that. So that score is there for you in the marked up scores. If you are a tenor or a bass or you're a low bass, that is in there for you. So that's also useful. Now in video tracks, nothing's changed there. I won't be doing a video track for the low bass part. They take quite a while, and hopefully low bass parts you can just go with the audio track that you've got. So in there is just the original video tracks. Now the place that is being updated, and you'll see that it's almost 10 gigabytes in size now, is the information and tutorial videos section of this. Now these are not some of these are to do with You Will Be Found, and some are not to do with You Will Be Found. Just turn my microphone up a little bit so you can hear me a little bit better. Apologies, I didn't know I was quite as quiet as I was. In voice part tutorial videos, there is, not surprisingly, voice part tutorials. So if we look here, there is an alto part 1 and 2 recap that Julia and Donna did. There is also some introductory videos for alto and soprano. There's a couple of introductory videos that I did, and I haven't put it in yet, but I've just put a tenor bass video that was done in a session, which will be going in this folder. Now these basically are also on YouTube, but if you want to download them or you don't have good internet where you are and you'd rather have them offline, you can download these videos onto your computers, so they are all there. The education sessions information is there. Arranging with Your Inner Voice that I did, the sessions, the video sessions are there. The recorded parts of music I did are also there. Using guide tracks to learn a song, the education session is also that, and I will put the PowerPoint presentation I used in there as well as a PDF. And also the education session that we did last night with Claire, Tanya and Rhiannon and the rest of the music team who were there as kind of watchers, I suppose, like participants. The use of the straw, again in SOVT, that's semi-occluded vocal tract. There's an education session which is about 27 minutes long, and then there's a question and answer session. Question and answer session, our music team had been told to ask questions that they wanted to know, but also questions that they thought you as singers would want to know. So if you've been finding all about and hearing all about straws, I have my chunky straw and I have my normal straw for helping with vocal warming and vocal cooling down and all those things. There's that. That is also on YouTube, but again, if you want to download it, then it's downloadable in that folder. There will be more educational sessions being added into this main folder. Eventually, once this song has finished, these education sessions will go into a different linked folder, so that therefore that people will be able to find them after we've done You Will Be Found, because they are supposed to be hopefully useful for lots of different songs. So please keep an eye, and all that is within your original link, which is the link you got sent out for Collective You Will Be Found. Everything's in the original link, and that is a live link. So anytime I put anything in that folder, it automatically uploads and you can access that information. So do keep an eye. Sometimes you will see things possibly even before they've been officially announced, because I put them in there and then announce them. And then some of you can maybe find the secrets before they actually happen. So the next thing is we have the session spreadsheet. Now, it won't look like this for you, but I just want to talk through a few things with our session spreadsheet. Let me just zoom in slightly. Now, again, you will, this is the spreadsheet. This is not what you see. I probably will do some kind of picture of this, and we'll go through the collective app in a second. But this is what our section leaders have been filling in, and this is what they've been going through over the last few days to get this ready for starting tomorrow at midnight. So basically, Debbie, our soprano 1 section leader, has decided that because I said we were starting on Sunday, she decided to do a midnight session, which I think is almost cheating, to start exactly as Sunday begins. But that is one that if you are in the States, or if you are an insomniac, you may well want, and obviously you're a soprano 1, you may well want to head across this evening at midnight for a session with Debbie as she kicks off phase 2 of You Will Be Found. Now, if you see here, there's different types of sessions. I just want to slightly talk you through. Now, I've tried to give as much freedom to our section leaders as possible when it comes to how they want to run sessions for your voice parts. You'll notice that there's some of the similar session names like Notes and Words Part 3, but we have some new types of names. Performance session is one type of session, and that's about how to perform the song. You'll obviously be singing the song, but it is quite important for the performance sessions for you. If it just is labelled as performance session, the idea is that you have a decent grasp of the notes and the words. Okay, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be 100% perfect, because we are still only in phase 2, not phase 3, and we haven't got to even feedback recording stage yet. But it should mean that you have you've basically listened to the song. So if you are new, I wouldn't necessarily say that going to a performance session, if you've yet to really listen to the song or attend any sessions, would be the best idea, because the idea is it will be how to perform the song once you know the notes and words. Okay? So there's performance sessions. Some things like Rhiannon's notes and performance through the lyrics, parts 1 and 2. Okay? That is basically looking at the notes and words, part 1 and part 2 for the soprano 1s and 2s, but it's looking and adding in performance as part of that notes and words. So it's kind of combining notes and words and performance and putting it into one session, because that's what they've decided to do. You will also see that there are some that are just labelled notes and words. If it just says notes and words without a part number, it means all the parts of the song. It means the whole notes and words for the whole song. Okay? And you will notice that tenors and basses have continued to be together in that. There is times when the tenor and the bass do sing different parts, but the tenors and the basses have decided that they will combine those notes and word sessions so that all basses and tenors can go, and you'll probably have those guide tracks where the tenor part's through one ear, the bass part is through the other, at the points where you do sing different things. Now, there's some education sessions there for you. Oh, by the way, this, as ever, they're draft times. So some of these times, I already know of one time. I think there's a possibility that Leanne's 12 o'clock session may well be 1 o'clock, I think, as far as I'm aware. But again, when we change these times, the app picks this up straight away. So please make sure you're checking the app. If I put a photograph of this on the Facebook page, there's always a disclaimer that it's only correct at the moment I actually copied, print, screened. The app is much more likely to have these changes rather than the pictures. Not surprisingly, I don't sit here 24 hours a day, as much as some of you may feel like it, as I'm here 24 hours a day, constantly, every time there's a change, posting the new pictures in and posting the new pictures in. So that's what the app is for. So I may well put a picture up of some sessions, but if you do get to the point and the code doesn't work, or the password doesn't work, or nothing seems to be happening, or no one lets you, it's probably because the time, the code, the password has changed, and that will be in the app. And that's why we've got the app, so that we don't have to keep on sharing the photograph time after time after time if there's any changes. The app picks that up in about 5 minutes, I think it is. It will pick up those changes. So, some education sessions. I'm going to do an education session at 5 o'clock on Sunday. Mainly because there's no other sessions going on really at that time. I will record it. And it just says great performances, listening and analysis. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through some what I would feel both in a cappella, barbershop, and in music in general are some great performances for different reasons. Because if we can, and I'm a music teacher, as if we can understand what makes a great performance in certain ways and in certain circumstances, then hopefully, if we know what kind of the recipe for success is, we can try and use a little bit of that in our own performance. And again, as ever, it'd just be quite fun to watch some great performances, maybe some things you've seen before, maybe some things you haven't seen before. Do bring a pen, a pencil, piece of paper. I'll probably get you to write some things down, make some comments. I'm not sure we'll be judging things, but we may well be trying to look at which we think is a more successful performance and what makes a great performance. So that's an education session on Sunday, late afternoon for you all. Moving forwards, we obviously, oh yes, youth. The youth sessions start again at 1 o'clock on Sunday. So we've got the youth sessions going really, really well. And we've got a decent group. We've probably got maybe about 25, I think, at the moment, young singers who are learning the song. We're doing amazing work. It's not actually under 21s, it's under 26s. So I will change that on the sheet. And I have changed it once, but I'll change it again. There are more youth sessions as we go through. 6 o'clock on Monday, 8 o'clock at night on the Tuesday, 11 o'clock in the morning on the Wednesday, 1 o'clock in the afternoon on the Thursday, 6 o'clock in the evening on the Friday, 8 o'clock in the evening on the Saturday, and then that's that session. Section phase 2 is done by that point. So we've got youth sessions every day, which is going great with our youth team, which is cool. So it's not just me. There's often other members of our youth team coming in, running breakout rooms for the different sections, and they're doing really, really well. So do feel free to point any young people in that direction. Now, you will notice that some of the soprano parts say part 3A and part 3B. There are some bar numbers to be aware of, and I will just quickly check the message I got sent by one of the soprano section leaders. So part 3A for soprano 1s is bar 60 to bar 97. Well, bar 97, yeah. And part 3B is bar 96 to the end. So there's a little 1 bar crossover. So part 3A is bar 60 to 97, and part 3B is 96 to the end. So you know which part of the song you'll be working on with the soprano 1s. If it says part 3A, 60 to 97, part 3B, 96 to the end. So that is another small difference to our sections. There is still obviously technical support sessions going on with the lovely Ian Walker. He'll be taking you through all the different technical things. He is basically a technical wizard guru man, and basically just go with any of your technical questions, whether it be about recording, about the app, about your phone isn't working properly. Most things he can have an idea about and try and help you with. So if you do have any technical support, he runs one of those sessions at different times every day to make sure that whatever country you're in, you can go and have some of that technical support. He also likes whiskey and likes talking about whiskey. So if you want to go with a wee dram, then I'm sure he would love to talk to you about Penderyn, I think it is his Welsh whiskey that he likes drinking. So do go and have a chat with Ian Walker and get him to help you with some of the technical stuff. Collective app. We obviously have the collective app, which I just wanted to go through with you and just kind of show you what it was all about if you haven't already seen it. Now, I have logged into this in numerous emails before, but I'll go in as Big Si. That's my main email address. And again, you can press sign up. So if you go in and you don't have a registered email address, you can press sign up. And if you press sign up, it will take you to the sign up form. Okay, so you can now just share the app as a link to somebody, and then it basically means that they can sign up, they can go through, and they can then fill that in, submit it, and then we will be able to send them the information. And also it means that it normally takes a little while, but it means that we can unlock this app for them so they can then use it. So the sign up button is a really useful thing. So I'm just going to log in with my email address. You have to have a registered email address that's been basically, you've done a sign up form. So if this doesn't work, then obviously you just need to give us a little bit of a nudge. Sometimes it does maybe take half an hour, 45 minutes. But if you join the Facebook members group, you can always ask someone when some sessions are while you're waiting that 45 minutes or so for your email address to be added to the database of registered email addresses. So if I go into here, I'm obviously the boss, so it says look out, the boss is back, and you always get a really nice little quote there. Music is the shorthand of emotion. I completely agree with that. And I'll just zoom in my screen so you can read this slightly better. So as it says, phase 2 rehearsals for You Will Be Found start on Sunday. That's tomorrow, folks. Where the session in the rehearsal list shows NS, it means the music team are currently planning that session. It's not scheduled. Now, most of them are, but if we just go down there, there are a few. For example, here, there's a one that doesn't have a time. These ones will come up in the app as NS, as in they're not scheduled yet. They haven't been decided on whether they're happening or who's taking them. So that's why. So if it says NS, it means not scheduled. It may well be that that does get taken out of the spreadsheet because there's no one to run that session. Or it may be that it gets populated and then it'll have a time. Yeah, so you have all the links that I was talking about in the folder links are within the app. So we really want you to use the app as much as you can. It's the easiest place for you to get all the stuff that you need. So the rehearsals we'll go to in a second, but the information rehearsal videos, if I just quickly click on there, will take you straight into the folder that I just went through a while ago and told you about. It looks slightly different, but it takes you into exactly the same folder system of education stuff. So all that's there. The score links, exactly the same thing. The score link takes you into my OneDrive and all the different marked up scores and non-marked up scores are in there for you to then access. So you see the one I added yesterday at 10:34 p.m. That score that I added yesterday. The video guide tracks, exactly the same thing. It takes you to the video guide tracks. The audio guide tracks, exactly the same thing. Takes you to the audio guide tracks. The only thing the most important thing for some of you though is the Get My Rehearsals button. If I press Get My Rehearsals, it then asks me to fill in the fields. Okay. Now, I live in Greenwich, well, I'm Greenwich Mean Time, I suppose. I'm Greenwich Mean Time. I do live in Daylight Savings Time period. I like day, month, year, but if you like month, day, year, or year, month, day, or whatever format you want it, you can have it in the format you use. I like day, month, year, and I like it in a 24-hour clock is fine with me, but you can choose 12-hour AM, PM. And for the moment, I'm going to say that I would like to know when there are bass and tenor sessions. Okay, say that I'm kind of wanting to know tenor and bass sessions. Okay, by the way, we only really want you to sing one part in this, so we don't want people to do one. But if I was learning both, but I was only going to submit one, then I might want to, go to both sessions. But we only want you to submit one voice part for this song, especially considering that so many of the parts between tenor and bass, alto 1, alto 2, soprano 1, soprano 2 are so similar. There's going to be minimal differences between them. So I'm going to go Get My Rehearsals. Now, when I press this button, it says Get My Rehearsals, and I have the information. And you will notice here the codes show up 2 hours before the session. There's a reason for this. They are in the spreadsheet. Okay, they're in the spreadsheet. The codes are in the spreadsheet. They're there. Look, they're all there. The reason is that sometimes there are issues. Sometimes the code and the password changes, and normally these changes happen, at least 2 hours away. Sometimes, like for example, this evening, someone might say, "I'm not feeling very well. I can't take my session at XYZ time." Someone else will pick that session up. They'll change it in the sheet. The app will therefore have the correct information. So it's less likely that if you look today, then the session tomorrow night, the code and password might not be the same. That's why we wait until 2 hours for the app to show the session, because we don't want you putting in the wrong code, the wrong password, and then be wondering where your session has gone. So you'll see there that all the different sessions for phase 2 are there. Some of them with times, Some of them possibly might have NS on them. Yeah, there's an NS one there. But you will notice all the different types of time. The all parts ones are also included. So the education sessions, the technical support sessions. When it says no places available, that means number of places available. Okay, so when it says 100, that doesn't mean 100 people have signed up. The number of places available on book place, we have not done that for this song at all. Okay, in previous ones there was sign up sessions where you could sign up and there was only maybe a maximum of 6 people could go to one of those sessions. For this song, we've said that it's just basically first come, first served. You can fit 100 people in. We've never reached more than 100 in any one session, so that therefore you can just go in. So don't worry, it doesn't mean no places are available and 100 people have signed up. That just means there are 100 places. First come, first served. You don't need to book. You just use the code and the password, and in you go. So all your sessions are in there for tenors and basses. Okay, there's also the deadlines. So you will look here. It says Sunday the 19th of June. It says start of uploads for feedback recordings of You Will Be Found. Okay, so that means that we are wanting, that's the date when you can start sending us feedback recordings. And then for the Wednesday at 11 o'clock is when the deadline for you to send those in. So basically, by the time we get to 11 p.m. UK time, but it'll show you in your time, that's the deadline for when, if you want feedback on recordings for You Will Be Found, that's the deadline. So all the deadlines are in there for you. So the deadlines are there. But again, we will talk about that in more detail. And you'll notice there's quite a lot of sessions that you can attend. Different voice parts have different amount of sessions. The reason for this is that the people who run the sessions, some of them have more free time, some of them have less free time. And really, there's nothing we can do about that. So whilst you may go through and count and say, oh, well, the basses have X amount of sessions and I'm an alto too and I only have less sessions to go to, yeah, that's because they're human beings and they just can only do what they can do. We have a lot of sessions though. So if we think that normally if you're in your choirs and choruses, usually you'd have 1 rehearsal a week, you're probably able to maybe make 4 or 5, maybe 3 or 4 rehearsals or sessions about various different things a day with the collective, which is less than at some point we did, but it's still a lot more than we'd get if we were in the real world. So do remember that, just in case you weren't remember, it was an interesting conversation. Someone thought that we were paid. So do remember, if you didn't know, I'm going to tell you, everything in the collective is done without a budget. Completely. So all the arrangements, they're done for free. All the transcribing that Dean Kiesling has done for the songs that I arranged, for free. The app that Ian Walker has spent a lot of time doing, this app for free. All the tech team have edited everything for free. So there isn't any money in this. No one's making any money. We're doing it because we love it and we want to support you all. But just do remember that sometimes our singers have lives, they have families, they have jobs, they have all these different things that do mean that sometimes they're not as free, they're not as available, and they do an absolutely amazing job. So just again, some people said that they thought that it must be a professional outfit and it must involve money because the quality was good, which is a really nice thing to be thought of, that therefore it looks of a professional quality what we're doing and what we're providing to you, but it is just very keen people who want to make a difference and love singing and love trying to help you in lockdown. So just be aware that sometimes you may well not have as many sessions on some days, and if that means you want to get in contact with some people on the members page and say, oh well, we could always go through it ourselves and let's have our own little impromptu meeting with some of my friends. And I know some people have done that to kind of go through the song and rehearse it yourselves, and that's absolutely fine. But there's a really great social aspect of the collective. And that is fab. And long may that continue. Now, YouTube. We're almost done, folks. There was quite a lot to go through today. So, YouTube. Now, this is, if I just go on to my YouTube. Now, some of these, you'll notice, are unlisted. but this is my YouTube, my own YouTube studio where my stuff goes. So you'll notice that I've been uploading all these different YouTube videos, and they're the ones. They're the ones that you can get access to. If I just go onto my YouTube channel, because this is what you can see, you will notice that I put on, and this is one that I've not put in the folders yet, but it is there nonetheless, on YouTube. So all the stuff that are in the folders I've added to YouTube. So the straw session from the other day is there as in a playlist. It's there. It's unlisted, by the way, so it's not publicly accessible. You have to be a member of the collective to see that one. The Alto 1 and 2 recap that Julia and Donna did is there. The one from the tenors and basses that isn't in the folders yet is on YouTube. The little phase 2 pre-launch video I did yesterday to talk about this video, that's up there. The arranging using your inner voice education sessions and how to use guide tracks are there, and all the stuff is there. Your video guide tracks are there. There's all sorts of stuff. Then the next song we're doing, It's Not the End, is also in there. You won't be able to see some of these, like my Year 10 summer revision work, which is my video about all the work my students need to do over the summer holidays. But again, you will notice all these videos that are there on my YouTube channel, so please feel free to subscribe, and again, that's where a lot of those videos are. Now, some of these are playlists, so if you look here, you will be found informational videos. I keep on putting lots of things in here. So you'll see there's introductory videos, there's soprano videos, there's alto videos, there's education sessions. So really that's also a bit of a one-stop shop for all these various videos, and you can therefore, there's a playlist button, and anytime you're wanting to look through some stuff, there's a playlist of all those informational videos that we've been using. I think that is it for the moment, folks. I think. So the app is really what we'd like you to use. Please be aware that the timings may change, the codes and passwords may change. The information to do with the straw stuff, make sure you watch the straw education sessions. There's more education sessions coming. The youth sessions are coming back on Sunday as well with everything else. And again, you only have now, what is it? 11 hours to wait until Debbie is doing a session with the soprano ones at midnight tonight. That's exactly on my timing 11 hours away. So I'm going to sign off for now. That's a half an hour video, but hopefully that's gone through all the different bits and bobs of phase 2. There'll be more information coming regarding phase 3, regarding feedback recordings, regarding also the video recording sessions for One Voice. So there's lots and lots and lots more information to come soon. But for the moment, I'll sign off. Thank you so much. Take care of yourselves. This video will also be on YouTube. Once I've stopped this, I'll upload it there for any of our singers who do not have Facebook. So thank you so much, folks. Have a wonderful day. We will see you in sessions tomorrow. I'm not sure whether I'll make the midnight Soprano 1 session, but if you do make it, really, really enjoy yourselves. I know that Debbie's really looking forward to it. And we will look forward to seeing you in the sessions tomorrow and on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, because this phase 2 is a whole 7 days long. So you've got lots of excitement over the next week, lots of fun things to do. So thank you so much, folks. Have a great day, and we'll see you soon. Take care.